Hi, Bob Hui here with my friend Tony Klassen. And Tony, welcome to uh, the Wild Rose Toastmasters uh, Zoom interview series, the Learn
Thank
It
you very much.
series. So second time lucky. First one
Yeah,
we had some technical glitches, so we're doing it again. So if you've watched the first interview, now you get to see the second set of questions because I can't remember what I asked you the first time.
it's good. I can't remember what I said anyway.
There you go. We must have both been lying then, I guess. But I am going to ask you one question that I've asked everybody. Tell us a little bit about your journey in Toastmasters and why you came to Wild Rose.
Sure. Well, I started Toastmasters when I was working at Alberta Agriculture at the Ag Lib Toastmaster Club. And then I moved to the Canadian Utilities for work, went to CU at noon. And then when the pandemic hit, it was a great opportunity. I wanted to stay socially connected somehow. And I had visited the Wild Rose Advanced Toastmaster Club as a guest several times over the years, and it was just a great opportunity that I could have to join the Wild Rose Club, join in with the membership, which is a vast amount of experience and just fantastic people. And so I fell in love with it. So after the pandemic, I stayed with the group and have loved it, and am on the executive this year with Bob as well.
Oh,
So,
there you go. I didn't realize that you'd only been with us for such a short time. I thought you'd been there a lot longer.
well, as I mentioned, I've been
You've been a guest a few
as a
times.
guest throughout the years.
Okay, maybe that's what it was because
Mhm.
I'd seen you before, I guess, and just you know,
Yeah,
this series has been interesting for me because I'm getting to know people that are members of our club, and in some cases, I'm learning things that I didn't know, like the non-obvious things, stuff we don't necessarily talk about at the club. So
right.
tell me a little bit about what you do for work, and maybe how Toastmasters has helped there.
Sure. Well, I work at Alberta Blue Cross, and I've been with Alberta Blue Cross for over 20 years now. And one of the things that I love about Toastmasters is the ability to help people communicate better. And for work, so I work in IT at
Mhm.
Alberta Blue Cross, and their IT people can be extremely smart, but not necessarily the best at communicating.
Aha, yeah,
So,
there you go.
so I've actually found it extremely useful in when I was doing project management to help conflicts, so help
Yeah.
conflict resolution, as well as when I'm doing presentations to either the teams or to my boss or the leadership of the company,
Mhm.
that I'm able to express myself clearly, communicate clearly, take on any questions that they ask that I'm not prepared for, and answer it in a clear way. And I think that that has helped immensely throughout my career at Toastmasters and or career at Blue Cross with the support of Toastmasters.
That's good. That's funny. I've had Blue Cross for lots and lots of years. I remember even when we were younger, when we first moved back from California, my dad had Blue Cross, and that's what we used occasionally when we had medical things and got reimbursed part of it or something. I mean, now that we have other programs, I guess we don't need it as much, but I still have it. I still got the card in my wallet. I don't know what I
Excellent.
use it for now, but it's there just in case.
Yeah. Well, I know, whether it be dental, medical bills,
Yeah.
for prescriptions and stuff like that, it can be definitely useful.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
funny though, people will ask me like, "Hey, do you know about this? Can you help me with this?" I'm like, no, I work in IT."
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm the IT guy. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, it's like in our house here. Irene's the IT person. I tell people she's the techie, I'm the talkie.
Yeah.
And, that works out really well, except when something isn't working and she's not around, then I'm hooped.
Yeah.
That's where I'm trouble. It's like, wait till my wife gets home and she'll fix it, and then maybe I can deal with it.
Right.
It's like even paying my dues. She had to do it because she knows how to do transfers and stuff. I have no idea how that works. So,
Yeah. That's where I'm enjoying this year as treasurer with our Wild Rose Events Toastmaster Club. Um, and so definitely new from the last time that we tried this. We
yeah.
had our renewals and we renewed all 21 members.
Woohoo.
All 21 members are renewed and paid. And what to me, what's exciting is last year that we had growth in the club, which brought it up to 21. We retained the 21, and now we're actually focusing on okay, let's see what we can do to um, expand the club, but which also really expands the knowledge and uh, the value that's in
Yeah.
every meeting that we do. So it's sort of a virtuous cycle,
Yeah.
which
Well, I think that's part of the idea. And one of the reasons I was focusing on that is because if we have a, a decent number of members, that means we're going to have a decent number of people that are available at any one meeting. Because I mean, on average, maybe two-thirds of the people in any club are available, for meetings. So if you have a small membership, like when we were down to 14, meant that maybe there was 10 or 11 people that were doing all the work.
yeah.
And it was tiring and it wasn't as much fun. And I know I would come home. Um, and Irene would ask me, how was it? And I go, yeah, yeah, okay. And then this last year when we got up to 18 and slowly got up to 18, I'd come home and she'd say, "How?" I said, "Great, we had a good meeting. It was fun." And and now this year we're back over the charter strength and we're building. I think the idea being is that you're going to have more people wanting to take on roles, which means that we can make it more dynamic meetings. So, and,
Yes.
and again, like I've been telling our members, treat every meeting as a demo meeting. In other words, when we're doing it, we want to show people what an advanced Toastmaster club looks like. And so they can see the benefit of saying, okay, I'm already a member of a Toastmaster club somewhere else. Why would I want to join an advanced Toastmaster club? Well, Tony can tell you the answer to that.
So yeah, and that's where, as I mentioned, right, of to me, when I was with the See You at Noon, it was my sort of home club for many years. Um, the ability to come to a meeting where you have people doing presentations, the evaluations are really sort of at that next level where there's people like yourself that are professional speakers that speak all over the world. You have Toastmasters that have been in Toastmasters for over 50 years.
Hmm.
And that amount of wisdom being openly and freely shared is fantastic. So that's where you may have one or two experienced members in regular Toastmasters clubs,
Yeah.
where as you're an advanced Toastmaster, you're imparting knowledge. But so here where you really have the skilled membership
Yeah.
that adds so many nuances to a Toastmaster uh, training and your Toastmaster growth. And as you mentioned, Peter had commented on that at 94 years old, he's still learning.
Isn't that cool?
That is so, when you shared that with me, I thought that is, to me, that is so true. And it doesn't matter what age we are, and if we continue to learn, we continue to keep our mind engaged, right?
Mhm.
That helps everything. So
Well, and the nice thing about being a member of Wild Rose is we're surrounded by so many experienced members. Um, that helps keep us sharp. Like if I go to a regular club, I get all these, oh, that was so amazing, and that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And I don't get that at Wild Rose unless I really earn it.
right.
Once in
Yeah,
a while I get, hey, that was really good, Bob. And I know I've earned it. Because usually there's people in that room that do as good a job or better job than I do. And I learn from them. And that's the whole point. That's like when I was working my way towards the accredited speaker. there was a bunch of us that hung out, and that's the professional level Toastmaster designation. And some of the people were already well-established professional speakers. So when we got together to work on things, they were, and our commitment to each other was to be brutally honest, to
Mhm.
tell us that was good or that wasn't good, or here's what you need to change. I've jokingly told this one story that's based on truth. My friend Judy Johnson was one of those members, and there's seven of us that would get together once a month and practice before we applied for the accredited speaker. And she said this one time she said, "Bob, would you like to know how to make that story a little bit better?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Move the beginning closer to the end." Nice way of saying what was in between them. And she wasn't kidding. It's just
Right.
it was blah. But that's the important thing. You want that kind of honesty.
Mhm.
And with Wild Rose, you get people that aren't afraid to call you on stuff. And because there's still things that I do that I know I need to keep working on. If I one of my fallbacks is doing this with my hands when I'm speaking.
Right.
If I happen to be nervous, people who know me, or I know when I'm doing that I'm a little bit nervous or something. Nobody else notices it, but I do.
Yeah.
And I know that I still do that. And, after 34 years, you'd think I'd finally get it done, but, I still fall back to it. I did that when I keynoted the Toastmasters International Convention when we had it in Calgary back in, I forget what year that was now. And Jana Barnhill was the international president at that time, also was an accredited speaker. She got her accredited speaker the same time I did. And she called me on a couple of things when I was on stage. After
Okay.
she said, "Bob, what were you doing with your hands? You know better." You know,
Well, and it's funny because I remember at one of the last previous meetings, I get called out on uh, where I'd say I'd like to introduce,
exactly.
and then people remind me, well, no,
Go ahead.
just introduce. Don't you don't need to say that you would like to.
Well, it's fun, and it's funny how many of us do that. We'd had that at the last meeting, and I called somebody on it. I was hesitant to do it because it was a brand new member, but I thought, no, I want to remind myself that I don't want to do that either when I'm conducting the business meetings. Like, oh yeah, yeah,
But that to me is just an example of some of the nuances,
yeah,
right? So it's
yeah,
those nuances get caught
yeah.
and shared and so that way we get better, right?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when we first joined Toastmasters, we had the all counter. We don't have as much of that problem in our club because people have come from regular Toastmaster clubs, and I think they've learned how to avoid most of the crutch words. Not all of
Yes.
them, most of them.
But
Or if they're using them, they're more sneaky about it. So, but there are still things that we do that we need to work on, and that's the advantage of having people that will give you really solid evaluations.
right.
That's one of the things that our club may not be known for, but one of the benefits of our club is you're going to get good, solid evaluations. You're going to have people who can mentor you if you're willing to ask for help. And I have over the years. You're going to have people that are willing to encourage you when you need encouragement. And I've needed that over the years.
Mhm.
There's been times that I've even if you've been around for a long time and you're a professional speaker, you sometimes need to be motivated yourself.
Right. And one of the things I'm proud of in 1998, so there's a value or contest coming up, and there's the speech contest and evaluation. So in 1998, I competed in the evaluation contest,
Ah,
made it all the way to the district level, and came first place at the
woohoo.
district level. So it was, and then yeah, so it was really neat when you can learn from people in evaluations and then take that and apply it,
Yeah.
right? So it was that was a really cool experience as well.
Well, there you go. Maybe we need to do a small session on that before the contest happens.
Hmm.
To cue because I know this year it's the international and the evaluation this year. So
Yeah. Well,
uh,
and, another member of our club, Joy Lardner, she's also won evaluation contests at the district level in the past,
um,
and she was a part of Sue at Noon, and that's her who I mentored and learned my
okay.
techniques from.
Well, maybe you should talk to her.
Yeah,
There's a hint because we've got
yeah,
today, it's only October when we're recording this, and the contest will probably be in March or April because the the wild, yeah, I think it's the end of May we're having the contests,
mm,
for the district. So there's enough time, probably the beginning of April, but to do it in, the beginning of the year, somewhere along the
mhm,
line. And that would help our members, but it also might be a way of attracting people to come out and say, hey, evaluation contest season is coming. Come to Wild Rose and learn how to be a better evaluator. Here's two
yeah,
people who won the district.
right.
Ah, hey, there you go. See, we pick up something new even now that we never talked about the first time.
Yeah, and this is the synergy that I love that
Yeah,
as we're whether we're doing executive meetings or club meetings,
yeah,
there's to me just a lot of synergy that happens,
yeah. I'll have to
which
pass that on to Carol. Say, hey,
mhm.
and I came up with an idea.
Awesome.
Well, I think it would be a good one, really, because
Yeah,
one, it would be I'm always learning to be a better evaluator. I don't do it structured like some people do. I do it more from the point of what hit me, what I understood, what I took away from, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
But I'd like to learn how to be more effective in doing it. And with two people in our club that have both won the district, that would be something we could market.
absolutely.
And that would maybe attract a few people to come and check us out. And if they come check us out, they might decide to stay.
Very
Who
possible,
knows? That could happen. And maybe we'll end up the year over 30.
right?
And then people will be fighting to get a spot to
Yeah.
speak. That'd be a nice problem instead of having to beg people to speak. We'll put you on
Right.
the waiting list. Sorry, we can get you in a week from, you know.
Yeah. So just on that note, just a reminder for people that so we meet once a month,
Yeah.
right?
Usually,
So
usually the last Thursday of the month. There's a couple of months we change it because of holidays, like Christmas, we're having an earlier one, and June we have an earlier one, that kind of stuff. So, but normally it's the last Thursday of the month, and you're more than welcome to come visit us. You're more than welcome to come and check us out if you qualify. If you're under the old program, a CC, a CTM or above, under the new program pathways, 3 levels in a pathway, and you'd be eligible to apply for membership in Wild Rose Advanced Toastmasters. So I want to thank you, Tony, for coming. One last word. What would you say to people who are thinking about coming to visit Wild Rose, why they should want to join?
well, great. Thank you very much for having me as well. To me, come check us out. Come to the Saville Center, as Bob mentioned, usually the last Thursday of the month, and come meet us. Come to an meeting and experience what an advanced Toastmaster meeting is. And say hi to Bob, say hi to myself, say hi to all of us. We're an extremely friendly and welcoming group, and and as we mentioned, just a lot of fun and dynamics and growing that happens at any level, at any age. And I look forward to seeing you. And
All right.
thank you,
All right.
Bob.
Thank you, my friend.